Happy holidays, everyone. I'm Lily Anderson, Clinical Coordinator at Need Shelter, and this is Freaky Fridays, Freaky Sunday, Christmas edition. And this is where we talk all things therapy, what goes on, especially behind therapy doors. Well, we've been doing that all year, in fact, the past 2 years. So first of all, I just want to give a shout out and a kudos to all of you. It's the end of 2022. We've just had 2 years in a pandemic, and you are still here. You are here with us, and that is amazing. Unbelievably difficult 2 years, carrying all this trauma on top of all the other things that we carry just because we live in this life. And so, first of all, big pat on the back to you, and thanks for joining us again. So, but with all that, we've got lots of videos for you to check out from the past year or two. Today, in the spirit of celebration and giving, we wanted to invite you to give to yourself some self-care and invite you to possibly consider, if you haven't already, to get yourself your own helper for 2023. And in fact, this is based on the feedback that we have received. Many people have been asking me through these videos, also client families, saying, Lily, I think I really want to try this EMDR thing. I need an EMDR therapist, but I don't know like who to trust. How do I know if I have a good therapist? So today we're going to leave you with 4 questions to ask your EMDR therapist. Now, these are specific to EMDR, but you can ask similar and general questions to those of who practice different treatment modalities. Now, we've talked about internal family systems here. We've talked about trust-based parenting or trust-based relational intervention, just with the dynamics of parents and children. There are wonderful other treatment modalities out there. They're not necessarily trauma-focused, but they're great. So, but we're going to, because this has been the theme, we're going to close out 4 questions to ask your therapist or potential therapist in an interview, see if they're a good fit for you. So, first question. Side note, usually the first question we just want to say, like, well, how long have you been doing this? That's not necessarily the most relevant and informative question, but always good to ask if you want to. But the first question I would ask is this therapist trained by an EMDR approved trainer? So EMDR is EMDR International Association, and they're the ones that maintain the fidelity. They want to make sure that the trainers are performing as needed to make sure that you are getting the right content, information, because this is researched. EMDR is highly researched and has been proved successful. However, you need to follow the protocol. And so someone may do a training that maybe was pretty good, but if it was not EMDR approved, it may be missing some fundamental pieces. So we first want to start out with asking your therapist, potential therapist, were they trained by an EMDR approved trainer? Second question, have they taken, or have you taken, if you're asking the therapist, have you taken advanced EMDR trainings? And if so, when were they? Should be in the last couple of years, at least. Okay. Continued research is happening. We're finding more and more. There are specialty areas, right? The basic training actually is very much what it's called, basic. And when we, as human beings, have complex trauma just from growing up, we need more. We need more support. We need more knowledge. So therefore, the advanced trainings are very important. And you can ask your potential therapist, okay, what were your advanced EMDR trainings? How long ago have you taken them? The third one in the same light is, are you currently getting consultation from an EMDRIA approved consultant. Every person is different. Their story is different. Every client is different, right? We're, as therapists, we go in with the tools, but because life is tricky, things are complex, we need to have guidance as well. And so I highly recommend a therapist who has at least done some consultation aside and above the training, but also especially who's doing or has periodic consultations with an EMDRIA approved EMDR. So that way, you know that if something were to come up, they have someone that they could contact to make sure that they're doing the best that they can for you. And then last but not least, the fourth question is actually a very telling question. And it is, what percentage of your clients do you do EMDR with? They say, oh, I just do it every once in a while, one or two. They are not a practicing or a fully practicing EMDR clinician, therapist. Okay. At minimum, and this is per Lily Anderson as an EMDR consultant and therapist, minimum, they should be doing 50% of their clients with EMDR. Ideally, what you'd find is a therapist who identifies as an EMDR therapist would be doing 80, 90, 100% with their clients, EMDR. So, and that's a telling sign. One, you see if they're practicing, if they're utilizing the tools. And two, I mean, it also shows their comfortability. Now, if they have other treatment modalities, that's great. But know that if you're going in there, the likelihood of doing EMDR, even though it's advertised on their bio, may not necessarily be that great. They may not have everything that you need if they haven't been practicing themselves. So again, I know that the usual thought is, okay, well, a therapist is a therapist, don't just go in there, but you have different personalities, you have different skill sets, trainings, experiences. And we want to put it all together, and we need to find the ones that work for us, the ones that feel comfortable. We need to test drive our therapists. Okay. Just because you sign up, you've been on the waiting list, you finally get there, you say, yes, we've allowed room for you, which it shouldn't be like that. But if you're feeling that, but you don't like them, there's something that doesn't feel okay, hopefully you feel comfortable bringing that up with them. But again, test drive your therapist. This process should be one that, although it's a lot of work, there needs to be a feeling of safety, needs to be a connection, relationship, a professional relationship, but one where you're going to be okay. And again, a practicing EMDR therapist will be able to take care of that for you. But it doesn't mean you have to stay. Just check it out. All right. Okay. So should we recap? Now I'm going to post the questions on the comments or above or below for your resource. If you're interested, we would love to hear your feedback. If you have any other questions, again, 2023, we're going to come back a little bit down the road with a little bit of a new format. So stay tuned for that. But otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you for your support, your curiosity, feedback, and we hope that these videos have been helpful for you. Please check out, if you haven't already, check them out on Facebook and soon to be on YouTube as well. So, but in the meantime, happy holidays, peace and wellness to you and your loved ones, and see you on the flip side.